This is the 2016 Hyundai Tucson, the replacement for the very popular iX35. Now, Hyundai may have changed its name and it may have technically gone from a small to a medium-sized SUV. However, the core ingredients that made its predecessor the second best-selling SUV in Australia remains largely unchanged.
It's longer and wider than the iX35, yet it's not as tall, so it gets these sportier dimensions. The Tucson is built on an entirely new platform and follows Hyundai's new Fluidic Sculpture 2.0 design language.
That means less sweepy and dramatic lines. Now, as you can see, it's got really smooth surfaces both on the bonnet and on the rear of the car. It's more Euro-inspired, it's more car-like than the edgy iX35.
The interior too has seen major improvements, though it remains somewhat Spartan in the base spec, which coincidentally, along with the mid-spec, gets Apple's new CarPlay system for a much better in-car infotainment experience. However, the top-spec models gets its own satellite navigation system that is now much quicker and a little bit less buggy than before. The horizontal 3-tier layout of the major controls does wonders for the Tucson's cabin in terms of usability. And the seats are now better suited to taller passengers, while top-spec models gain heating and cooling. There is a reasonable 513 litres of boot space, and a power tailgate makes life even more convenient.
The car we're driving today is powered by a 2-litre turbo diesel. It has 136 kilowatts of power and a massive 400 newton-meters of torque. However, it still uses the old 6-speed automatic transmission. Nonetheless, I do find it a better system than the new 7-speed dual clutch found in the 1.6-litre turbo petrol. As before, the new Tucson is available as a front-wheel drive and an all-wheel drive. Of course, an all-wheel drive is really well suited to conditions like this. Now, it's not permanent all-wheel drive, however, there's a very smart computer in there that works out when torque is required to the rear wheels, and I gotta tell you, I've tested it a few times and it works quite well. As with every new Hyundai, the company tells me they have tuned the suspension for our roads. Now, I gotta tell you, I've driven it 500 kilometers so far, and it is a lot more compliant than the iX35 it replaces. It just simply rides better and goes around corners far more competently than ever before. Overall, the value for money proposition that made the iX35 so popular is largely unchanged in the new Tucson. Every variant is feature-packed, now with better build quality and much better driving dynamics. And with its 5-year unlimited kilometer warranty, the new Tucson becomes an option that is very hard to ignore in the very competitive medium SUV segment.